Here is our first discussion on delta-delta connection, also called mesh connection. Here from this topic we are going to see the delta-delta connection and its phasor diagram and vector group and the line voltage ratio and phase voltage ratio, and finally its advantages, disadvantages and applications. So now let's consider the bank of 3 single phase transformers and let's give the dot notations. And here the point to be discussed is that HV side terminals are represented in capital letters and LV side terminals with smaller case, and here dotted terminals are represented with A2, B2, C2 and small a2, small b2 and small c2. Here we are going to discuss the delta-delta connection, which means that the primary side 3 phases are connected in delta, and as well as the secondary side 3 phases are connected in delta. So these are the banks of 3 single phase transformers, and these are the primary side windings and these are the secondary side windings. And now let's represent the terminals. So according to this, the dotted terminals are given A2, B2 and C2 notations, and on secondary side small a2, small b2 and small c2, and non-dotteds obviously capital A1, capital B1 and capital C1 on primary side, small a1, small b1 and small c1 on secondary side. Delta connection is obtained by joining the finishing ends of one coil with starting ends of other coil, or vice versa. That is by joining the starting ends of one coil with finishing end of the second coil. So here on primary side this is the coil and this is the finishing end. So to get delta connection we must join the finishing end with starting end of other coil, and similarly this coil's finishing end is joined with the starting end of the other coil, and similarly here the finishing end of this coil is connected with the starting end of this coil. And here we are taking the connections from A2, B2 and C2 terminals. And now similarly obtain the delta connection on secondary side. So here finishing end of this coil is connected with starting end of the second coil, and similarly finishing end of this coil is connected with starting end of this coil, and similarly the finishing end of this coil is connected with the starting end of this coil. And similarly here we are taking the connections from A2, B2 and C2 on secondary side. And the point that you must keep in mind that according to international standards there are 26 connections possible in 3-phase transformers, and coming to delta-delta connections there are 6 possible connections, and of that we are going to see 2 main connections, and one of that main connection is this. And now let's draw the phasor diagram for this. And relating to phasor diagrams we need to discuss 2 points, that is secondary phasors are drawn parallel to primary side phasors, and if connections are taken at dot ends on both sides, then phasors will be in same direction. And if connections taken at dot end on one side and on non-dot end on other side, then phasors are drawn in opposite direction. So these are the 3 points that you must keep in mind for drawing the phasor diagrams. And to understand phasor diagram, let's arrange these windings in horizontal fashion. So let us suppose these 3 are the HV side 3 windings, and let us suppose these 3 are the LV side 3 windings, and as HV side terminals are represented in caps, so this is A1 and this is A2, and A2 terminal means this is the dotted end terminal, so this is B2 and this is C2, so B1 and C1, and LV side windings are represented in smaller cases. So let us suppose these are the dotted ends. So this is A1 end and this is small a2 end, this is small b1 end, this is small b2, and this is small c1, and this is small c2 end. So to understand the phasor diagram, we are arranging these connections in horizontal fashion. So now observe these connections. Okay, here this is A2, B2 and C2, and this is small a2, small b2 and small c2. On primary side, this capital A1 is connected to capital B2. Okay, so capital A1 is connected to capital B2 on HV side, and similarly capital B1 is connected to capital C2. So capital B1 is connected to capital C2, and similarly capital C1 is connected to capital A2. So let's connect this like this. So this is how we are obtaining the delta connection on primary side, and similarly let's obtain the delta connection on secondary side. So what we did here, small a1 is connected to small b2, and small b1 is connected to small c2, and small c1 is connected to small a2. So let's connect like this. So this is how we are obtaining the delta connection on primary side and secondary side. And my request to you is that in vector group symbol, let us consider this. Okay, first position character always represents the HV side, and second character represents LV side, and 5 represents the LV side voltage phase displacement with respect to HV side. And if I mention this numerical as secondary voltage phase displacement with respect to primary voltage, means I took the assumption as secondary voltage is LV and primary side is HV. Okay, now let's continue with this phasor diagram. So as primary side is delta connected, and for our convenience, let's consider the primary side VA phasor like this. And here our task is to decide the terminals of this. And here arrow always points towards the connection we took from. So on primary side, we took the connections from dot ends, that is A2, B2 and C2 terminals. So as this is primary side VA phasor, this arrow will have the terminal capital A2. So this will be the capital A1. And now we need to draw VB phasor. We know that in three-phase system, if VA is taken as reference, then VB will be at an angle minus 120 degrees and VC will be at an angle minus 240 degrees. And here we took this as VA phasor, means at an angle minus 120 degrees from VA, we need to draw VB phasor. And this is negative angle, means we need to go in clockwise direction, minus 120 degrees. So VB will be here like this. So this is the VB phasor, and here we need to decide the terminals of this phasor. So arrow will always point towards the terminal connection we took from. So here the terminal connection we took from B2. So this is B2 and this is B1. And observe that in winding connection, okay, VA phasor has A2 and A1 as terminals. So A1 is connected to B2. So in phasor, B2 will be pointing towards A1. So this VB phasor must be drawn like this. So this is B1. So finally this is VB phasor. And now we need to draw the VC phasor. So VC phasor will be at an angle minus 240 degrees from VA, or we can take at an angle minus 120 degrees from VB. So from VB at an angle minus 120 degrees, means in clockwise direction, VC will be along this direction. So our VC is like this. And here we need to decide the terminals. So arrow always points towards the connection we took from, so C2. So this is C1. And now observe that from connection B1 is connected to C2, means to B1 C2 is connected, means this phasor is drawn like this. So this is capital C1 and this is capital C2 and this is VC phasor. And for comparison or reference purpose, okay, here in delta connection we are taking imaginary neutral, as we know that delta connection doesn't have any neutral connection. So we are considering imaginary neutral. So let that imaginary neutral be here, okay, and that is represented with capital N. And now the reference phasor will be pointing towards the connection we took from. So if you have a doubt whether to take the reference phasor from A2 or from A1, then just observe the winding connections we took from. So here we took from A2, means reference phasor must be always pointed towards the connection we took from. So this is the reference phasor. So this is how the delta connection phasor diagram is drawn. And now let's draw the secondary side connection phasor diagram. Earlier we discussed that secondary side phasors are drawn in parallel with primary side phasors, and the direction of secondary side phasor depends on the connection we took from. So first let's draw the secondary side VA phasor. So secondary side VA phasor will be parallel to primary side VA phasor. So this is secondary side VA phasor drawn parallel to primary side VA phasor. Okay, so this is one step. And now we need to decide the direction of this phasor. Okay, so direction of this phasor depends on the connections we took from. So observe that here we took the connections from dotted ends on primary side as well as on secondary side. So secondary phasor will be in same direction as that of primary phasor. Suppose if the primary side connection is took on dot ends and secondary side connections are took on non-dot ends, then the secondary side phasor direction will be opposite to primary side phasor. And here we took the connections on primary side from dot ends and on secondary side from dot end. So the secondary side phasor will be in same direction as that of the primary side phasor. So this is what. And now the next step is we need to decide the terminals. And we discussed that arrow always points towards the connection we took from. So here on secondary side we took the connections from dot ends. So this is A2 and this is A1. Now we need to draw the secondary side VB phasor. So after that A1 is connected to B2, means here to A1 there will be B2, and to A2 we will have C1 terminal. And now to this secondary side VB phasor, we need to decide the terminals. So as here the connection is took on dot end and arrow always points towards the connection we took from. So this is B2 and this is B1. And now we need to connect this secondary side VB phasor with secondary side VA phasor. So as this A1 terminal is having B2, means the VB phasor will be here like this. And now to this secondary side VB phasor, we need to draw the secondary side VC phasor. So primary side VC phasor is in this direction, and now the secondary side VC phasor will be always parallel to primary phasor. And now we need to decide the direction, and here to these windings the connections are took from dot ends. So the secondary side VC phasor will be in same direction to that of primary side VC phasor. And now we need to decide the secondary side VC phasor terminals. So secondary side VC phasor terminals are C1 and C2, and here the connection is took from C2. So arrow points towards C2 and this end is C1. And now observe that here to A2 C1 must be connected, means this phasor is moved like this, means this is C1 and this is C2. As this delta is on secondary side, so here we need to consider the imaginary neutral for comparison purpose. Okay, so this is represented with small n, and reference must be always pointed towards the connection we took from. Here the connection is took from small a2, means this is the phasor for comparison. So with these phasor diagrams of delta-delta connection, first let's observe the vector group. So here on primary side the connection is delta, so which is represented with capital letter, and delta, so it is capital D, and second letter is smaller case, and here this secondary is also delta connected, so let that be small d, and the third is a numerical which will represent the LV side phase displacement with respect to primary side. So now let's decide the third position numerical. So from clock notation we know that these are the numericals 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, and from vector groups it is decided that the minutes needle always represents the HV side reference voltage, and it is studied from the vector group that minutes needle represents the HV side reference voltage, that is HV side phase to neutral voltage, and as it is taken as reference, so minutes needle always points towards 12. So from this phasor diagram just imagine this at position 12, and now if you superimpose the secondary side phasor with the primary side phasor, okay, the primary side is took as reference, so primary side reference phasor will be like this, and secondary side phasor for comparison, okay, this will look like superimposed on the primary side reference phasor, and the secondary side phasor for comparison is represented with Howard's needle, so it is drawn like this. So place this secondary side phasor in clock notation like this, and the third numerical from vector group represents the LV side voltage displacement with respect to HV side voltage, and that is given by the angle between the minutes needle and hours needle. So here the angle between minutes needle and hours needle is 0, so the third numerical is 0. So this is the vector group symbol for this type of delta-delta connection. Now let's draw the other possible connection of delta-delta. So let this be the primary side windings, that is HV side windings. So the terminals are capital A1, capital B2, capital B1, capital B2, capital C1 and capital C2, and we took the dot ends here, and let this be the secondary side windings, that is LV side windings. Okay, and these are the dot end terminals. So this will be small a1, small a2, small b1, small b2, small c1 and small c2. So now let's obtain the delta connection on primary side and delta connection on secondary side. First, let's consider the delta connection on primary side, and this primary side delta connection is same as that of the previous primary side delta connection, that is non-dot end is connected to dot end, non-dot end is connected to dot end, and non-dot end is connected to dot end, like this. And here we took the connections from A2, B2 and C2, and now the change you will observe in secondary side delta connection. Okay, so previously the non-dot end of one coil is connected to dot end of other coil, and here we are connecting the dot end of one coil with non-dot end of other coil, and similarly dot end of one coil is connected to non-dot end of this coil. So dot end of this coil is connected to non-dot end of the other coil. Okay, and here we are taking connections from A1, B1 and C1, and previously we joined the non-dot end with dot end, and we took the winding connections from A2, B2 and C2, that is we took the connections from dot ends, and in this case we are taking the connections from non-dot ends. Okay, and we join here dot end with non-dot end. So this is the other way of obtaining delta connection. Okay, so for this now we need to draw the phasor diagram. Okay, for understanding, let's draw the phasor diagram for this connection. Okay, so as we took this as primary side VA, okay, and we decided the terminals as A2 and A1, so arrow will always point towards the connection we took from. So this is A2 and this is A1, and at an angle minus 120 degrees there will be VB phasor. So here A1 is connected to B2, so B2 will be point towards A1. This is VB phasor, and here we need to decide the direction. So B2 is the connection we took from, so this is P2, and similarly from VB phasor at an angle minus 120 there will be VC. Okay, so to B1 C2 is connected, so C2 terminal will be here, and here C2 is the connection we took from, so C2 phasor will be like this. And as this is the primary side phasor diagram, so here we are taking the imaginary neutral connection, and the reference voltage is pointed towards capital A2 because we took the connection from A2. So this is what we obtained. Okay, now let's draw the secondary side delta connections phasor diagram. Okay, so secondary side phasors will be drawn parallel to primary side phasors. So first we took primary side VA, so the secondary side VA will be parallel to primary side, and now we need to decide the direction. So direction of phasor depends on the connections we took from. On this side connections are took from dot ends, and now on secondary side connections are took from non-dot ends, means the secondary phasor will be in opposite direction to primary phasor. So as primary phasor points towards like this, so secondary side phasor will be pointing towards like this, in this direction. Okay, now we need to decide the terminals of secondary VA phasor. So as the connection we took from A1, so arrow will point towards A1, so this is A2. And now let's draw the secondary side VB phasor. So secondary side VB phasor will be parallel to primary side VB phasor. Let this be the secondary side VB phasor. Okay, now we need to decide the direction. Okay, so direction means we need to observe the connections we took from. So primary side we took from dot end, and secondary side we took from non-dot end, means the secondary phasor will be in opposite direction to primary phasor. So in opposite direction to primary phasor. And now we need to decide the terminal. So arrow will always points towards the connection we took from. So here non-dot end, that's so B1 and this is B2. Okay, and now observe that to A2 there is B1 connection, means B1 will come here. Okay, so VB phasor is drawn like this. So this is B1 terminal and let this be the B2 terminal. Okay, now let's draw the secondary side VC phasor. So secondary side VC phasor is drawn parallel to primary side VC phasor. So primary side VC phasor is like this. So let's draw the secondary side VC phasor parallel to primary side VC phasor. Okay, and now we need to decide the direction. So here primary side is took from dot end, and on secondary side the connection is took from non-dot end, means opposite direction. So secondary side VC phasor will be opposite to primary side VC phasor. So primary side VC phasor is pointing towards this direction, means secondary side VC phasor will be pointing towards this direction. And now let's decide the terminals of secondary side VC phasor. As here on secondary side the connection is took from non-dot end, means the arrow will point towards C1. So this is C2. Okay, now coming to this phasor diagram, to this B2 C1 is connected, means C1 will be here, means the VC phasor will be like this. So this is C2. Okay, now let's take the imaginary neutral terminal for comparison purpose, because this is the secondary side phasor diagram. So here this neutral voltage must point towards the connection we took from. So here we took the connection from non-dot end, means A1 terminal. So the neutral voltage will be pointing towards A1 like this. Okay, now just observe by superimposing this diagram on this diagram. Let's take this reference phasor as minutes needle, okay, means big needle, and this phasor for comparison, that is LV side. So if you superimpose this on this, the diagram will look like this. So in clock notation, this will represent 6 o'clock, and the angle between minutes needle and hours needle represents the LV side voltage phase displacement with respect to HV side. So here the angular displacement is 180 degrees. Now let's identify the vector group symbol. So HV side connection is delta. So D represents the delta connection, and in vector group symbol, first character is represented in caps, so capital D, and the second character is in smaller case, and it will represent the LV side connection. So LV side connection we took here is delta, so it is represented with small d. And now the third position is numerical, which will represent the LV side voltage phase displacement based on clock notation. So here from clock notation it is 6 o'clock, means the third position numerical is 6. So this is the vector group symbol for this type of delta-delta connection. This type of delta-delta connection is having a phase displacement of 0 degrees, and this type of delta-delta connection, that is this type of delta-delta connection, is having a phase displacement of 180 degrees. That is, here LV side voltage is displaced by an angle of 180 degrees with respect to HV side voltage. And the other possible connections of delta-delta can be this, or can be this, or can be this, or can be this. So these are the possible connections of delta delta, and here we draw the phasor diagrams for this and this vector group, because these are the main connections from delta delta. Okay, here we can have 0 degrees phase displacement, and with this type of connection we can have 180 degrees phase displacement. And here are the advantages of delta delta connection. Okay, so the first advantage is absence of triplet harmonics. We know that triplet harmonics remains in the phases, so because of which we are getting the non-sinusoidal output. So to get the sinusoidal output, we need to reduce or eliminate those triplet harmonics in the phases. So for that, we need to provide path to the triplet harmonics. Okay, so if you provide path to the triplet harmonics, then the triplet harmonics will get neutralized and the output will be sinusoidal. But coming to the case of delta connection, okay, so this is one phase and this is second phase, and let us suppose this is the third phase. Okay, let this is having a triplet harmonic, and let this is having a triplet harmonic, and let this having a triplet harmonic in each phase. Okay, so because of the delta connection is having closed loop, the triplet harmonic currents will circulate in this loop and gets diminished. So now there will be only the fundamental EMFs present in each phase, means the output from the delta connection is always sinusoidal. This is the point that you must keep in mind. So in delta connection there will be absence of triplet harmonics. So output is sinusoidal. That is, you can say output has no distortion. And the other important advantage is that in case of fault in any one phase, continuity of supply can be done with other two transformers. Means here if there is fault in any one of the transformer, then the continuity of supply can be maintained with the other two transformers, that is by open delta connection. That will be discussed later. And the other advantage is suitable for large low voltage transformers. And fifth point is the conductor cross section is less. That is, we know that in delta connection line voltage is equal to phase voltage and line current is equal to root 3 times phase current. Means here in each phase current is IL by root 3. Means here in each phases there will be less current when compared with the line currents. Means here in phases less cross section conductors can be employed. And now the disadvantages. The disadvantage of this connection is that as here less cross section conductors can be used, means here the number of turns per phase are more. So if the number of turns per phase are more, means more insulation is required, because number of turns per phase are more. And the second disadvantage is absence of neutral terminal, because of which delta delta can't be used for 3-phase 4-wire system. Okay, as here delta is not having any neutral connection, means delta connection can't be used for 3-phase 4-wire system. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of delta-delta connection, and the application of delta-delta connection is for large low voltage transformers where insulation is not a problem. Now let's discuss the phase voltage ratio, which is same as that of the single phase transformer, okay, and which can be taken as equal to turns ratio, and that is represented with K, and which can be taken as equal to N2 by N1, where N2 represents the secondary side turns and N1 represents the primary side turns. Let the small v2 be the secondary side phase voltage and small v1 be the primary side phase voltage. So that can be taken as equal to small v2 by v1. But coming to line voltage ratio, that can be taken as equal to K or not. That depends on the type of connection employed. So now let's find out the line voltage ratio for delta-delta connection. Okay, let capital V2 be the secondary side line voltage and capital V1 be the primary side line voltage, and we know that in delta connection line voltage is equal to phase voltage. Okay, so coming to secondary side, so secondary side is a delta connection. So here the voltage relation for secondary side is the line voltage is equal to phase voltage. So on secondary side we took line voltage as V2 and phase voltage as small v2. So as it is delta connection, capital V2 is equal to small v2, and similarly on primary side the connection is delta, so here the voltage relation is line voltage is equal to phase voltage. So on primary side line voltage we took as V1 and phase voltage we took as small v1. So now placing the phase voltages in place of line voltages, so V2 is equal to small v2 and capital V1 is equal to small v1. So line voltage ratio equal to small v2 by small v1, which can be taken as equal to K. So in case of delta-delta connection, both phase voltage ratios and line voltage ratios are equal to K. So this is about delta-delta connection.